hello, it's been a while. My name is Hannah and this is the Creative Anarchy podcast episode 3. So I know I said in the last episode that I tried to get an episode out every 2 weeks. Unfortunately I've had a few things going on over the last month or so hence why it's been a bit delayed. I'll explain all of that a bit later. But I'm finally here, yay! This is my podcast where I talk about knitting, sewing. Yeah, that's about it, I think. Haven't got much sewing to talk about this episode, just like the last 2. But I've got plenty of knitting. I have been knitting quite a lot over the last month, so I've got plenty of stuff to share with you. I suppose we can start with what I'm wearing. So I was working on this over my last episode. I think I was kind of finished the lace panel, maybe, something like that. Yes, so I was working on it over the last episode, and I had a feeling I'd be finished for the next one, which I obviously am because it's been a month. But yeah, this is the Tegna by Caitlin Hunter. My first proper try when it comes to lace work, I suppose, which was really nice. The actual lace portion was really addictive. It got a bit sloggy when I was working the actual body, but I finished it, so it's fine. I have been wearing this so much since I finished it. It's so comfortable. I knitted it using my own hand-dyed yarn, and it's just like a non-superwash wool general. It was like a good deal kind of wool that I've dyed, and it's got some kind of blues, purples and pinks in there. It's quite nice. So when it got knit up, unfortunately I have been alternating skeins, but I still managed to end up with this, but I'm not overly bothered about it, so whatever. I really like it. Like I said, I've been wearing it a lot recently. It's been quite good because it's been we've had a few chilly days, so a good excuse to cuddle up with a nice knitted tee. But yeah, really big fan. Let me show you a bit what it looks like. Here we go. So this is the lace panel right here. As you can see, there's quite a lot of ease going on, which is really nice. You can see a cat hair there, standard. Was that a crumb? Classic. What were you expecting, really? Yeah, that goes all the way around like that. Yeah, it's really nice. I really enjoy doing the lace, and it's like quite a nice amount because it doesn't get too intense. Yeah, doesn't really have any shaping for the arm, as you can see, so it's a drop sleeve. Alright, so that is the Tegna by Caitlin Hunter. And then after that, as I mentioned, I was trying to do a bit of stash busting, and so I mentioned in the last episode that I might make the sparkling cider hat by Voolenvine, which I did. So I had some yarn left over from my Aylwin blouse, and I figured why not make it's a really lovely yarn, and it's by Lain Amouree. I'll pop the actual yarn in the thingy somewhere because I can't remember for the life of me what the name is. It's something very long in French, but it's really lovely. It's got some gold stellina in it, so it's nice and shiny and sparkly, and considering the pattern is it's got little beads as well, I really wanted to try doing that, adding beads to my knitting, so it's a very sparkly hat. So there we go. I chose to do an extra repeat of the pattern because I wanted it to be longer, a bit slouchier. So that's what I did. I would put it on, but I have a feeling that this is going to be a fucking disaster because I mean, I am. It's a nice little bulge up here of my ponytail. You know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to show it on camera instead. There we go. Nice and pretty. So as you can see, it's got these little bitty bob cabley type patterns with a little bead on top. Yes, so that's what I finished after this one. So I've been on a knitting frenzy basically. And then after, well, when I was knitting this one for the billionth time, I broke one of my 3.5mm Knit Pro Symphony interchangeable knitting needles. I swear to God, there is something about those needles, they just break. They attract me sitting on them or closing doors on them or something. It's the third 3.5mm needle I've broken. It's ridiculous. I think I may have thrown one of them out, but okay, I was wrong, it was the 3mm ones. Alright, anyways, as you can see, this is my whole one. These are my two broken ones. The fourth one I've already gotten rid of. But yeah, I'm doing really well. So what I decided to do when that broke was to start looking into maybe finding some metal needles that I actually like, because I'm not a big fan of metal needles. Yes, so I've been thinking I need to change my interchangeable set to a metal one so that they don't break every single time I sit on them, because apparently I sit on needles a lot. So before actually committing to completely changing all of my needles out, I wanted to try some, so I decided to buy some higher circular knitting needles, which I've heard a lot about, because I don't really like any metal needles I've ever used, so I figured if the entire bloody like podcasting community uses these ones, and I feel like it's always these ones, the sharp version of these or the chai goose, but the chai goose were like ridiculously expensive, so this is gonna have to do. So I'm gonna give these a try with my next project, and we'll see if I don't break these. And if I don't break them and I like knitting with them, I'll have to look into swapping my current set out, just, you know, a bit at a time, as and when I sit on them probably. I got one cute little singular stitch marker as part of the packet as well. I've already got like 100, but thanks guys. Alright, so the reason for that little confusion or detour is because I was gonna move on to a project that I discussed earlier, the Navelli by Caitlin Hunter, but I needed a set of 3mm needles for that. I think, yeah, I needed a set of 3mm needles, and basically I didn't have any, which was really annoying, but I decided instead that I was going to continue the stash busting and get started on the Western Sky beret by Caitlin Hunter. I seem to be on a bit of a Caitlin Hunter extravaganza, knit everything kind of deal at the moment. I'm not really sure why. She's got some very lovely patterns, that's probably why. But yes, so I got this one when she first released it and it was on special offer, and I really like berets, so I figured why not. I wasn't expecting to knit it anytime soon, but here we are. So I went through my stash and I didn't have anything thick enough, so I doubled up of the Drops Baby Alpaca Silk. One of them is in that colour and the other one is in a nice light grey. Now I don't think the knitting gods have been on my side recently, because I thought I would have enough yardage to knit this entire one with those two colours. Unfortunately, I didn't. So this is how much I've got left of the grey, and this is how much beret I've got left to knit. I think I've got enough of this, maybe. But the entire point of this project was to use up some of my yardage, and, you know, get rid of some of my stash, because I want to be a good person and not having lots of yarn everywhere all the time. But clearly that's not going to happen, so I'm going to have to buy at least one of the grey ones. I'm going to hope I really don't want to buy more of this, because if I do, then it's going to be for like, what, 50 metres worth of yarn, if that, 20. So I'm going to have to order one of the grey ones and hope for the best and improvise if that doesn't work. Maybe just double up on the grey for the last tiny bit. But yeah, really liking this. It's looking really nice actually. So let me show you a bit. As you can see here, it's got little cute bobbles, some nice lace patterning, that kind of stuff. But I don't have any replacement or any more of that grey yarn at the moment, so I am just about to start another project. I'm really on a knitting frenzy. I should really calm down and chill for a bit, I think. But as I mentioned last time, so last time I had dyed these two skeins. I said that I was planning on making a Navelli tee out of it. What I did decide though was, well, I was going to use this for the main body, which I've changed my mind about because I started dyeing the rest of the colours and realised that the colour I was planning on using for the little lighter bits of the colour work, actually I really wanted to use that for the main bit because I really liked how it came out. So this is that one. It's like a mustard, like a saffrony mustard maybe. But yeah, really liking this. There you go. So I think what I'm going to do, because I did write down the recipe for this one, so what I'm going to do is dye up another skein of this so that I can use this as the main colour. Use this for the light parts of the colour work instead, because I have dyed up a really dark skein, like a dark plummy purple for that aspect. So I've actually already kicked this up. Yeah. Okay. So I was doing this earlier, which was a very precarious mission, and I'll show you why very soon. Here you go. So as you can see, there's quite a difference in colours there. So just to show you what this looks like. I'm loving this colour. It's such a dark, kind of variegated plum. It's really nice because I feel like I'm getting the hang of how dyeing works a bit more now, which is really nice because this is exactly what I wanted and it actually happened. Same with this one. I think I was originally hoping this would be a bit darker, but big fan. So I'm getting kind of a general idea of how it works and how I should be going about it to get the colours I want, which is quite nice. But yeah, there we go. All three of them together. So I think that's going to be really nice. I'm actually really excited about casting that on, hopefully soon. I think that's it knitting wise. So sewing wise, I mentioned in the last episode I was going to a toga party for a friend's birthday. I did finish that, but honestly it's really not worth showing you guys because it's literally just a square of fabric. It did look really nice, but I can't be bothered getting changed and putting that on right now, so sorry guys. But yeah, that was fun. I think that's it crafty wise and what I've got to show you. Just to give you an explanation on why it's been a bit late this this episode. So first of all, when I was planning on shooting this video and all of that stuff, it was right before we were going on holiday for a week back to Sweden, where I'm from, which was really nice, but it meant that the days off I had before we went on holiday, I had to prioritise things like tidying the house, packing, just generally prepping for the holiday, because I was really unplanned for it. And then I was planning on shooting something when I got back, but this has actually been my first couple of days since we got back, and it's been quite difficult because, as I mentioned in the last episode, my cat Cleopatra, she was really unwell. She was nearly 18, so it's fair enough, and unfortunately the other day we took her to the vet to say goodbye. But yeah, such is life. She was the best cat and the best knitting companion. She'd always sit on my lap on a blanket, just, and because she'd gotten quite old, she didn't bother my knitting. She was just kind of sat there quietly purring and getting the occasional cuddle, also occasionally demanding a cuddle. It's like, you need to stop knitting for a bit now because I need a cuddle. She was great and I miss her very much. But on the plus side, it was almost like, in hindsight, it's almost like a sign, but we stumbled upon a little kitten, a rescue, who literally found him, and this was a couple of weeks before she passed away. So we weren't planning on getting a kitten there and then at all, but we'd been talking about getting a kitten, you know, in a few months down the line, once we'd, you know, finished mourning and all of that stuff, because we knew it was about to happen because she was really unwell. But then he kind of appeared and it was like, oh, well, guess we've got to have a kitten now. So hence why I've had difficulties kicking up yarn and stuff like that, because he is high energy. He's very sweet. I'll go grab him now. Here we go. Okay, so this is, I found him sleeping, but he's going to wake up and turn into a pest very soon. See? Maybe. This is Ozymandias, Ozzy or Oz. We call him Oz most of the time. We started with Oz because of the character Oz from Buffy the Vampire Slayer, and then we came up with a long fancy name as well to match Cleopatra. He's an absolute little monster and we love him very much. He's turned very quickly in the last 2 weeks, turned from a feral kitten to a crazy little monster, but he's not feral anymore. He's just a little shit. Oh. I think he wants to go. He's never been in this room and he's not allowed in this room, because if he was allowed in this room, it'd be absolute disaster. Okay, alright. Say hi to the camera. Yes, so that was Oz. I don't really know what I would have done with him without him I don't know what I would have done without him the last few days. It's been really nice to have him kind of cheer us up a bit, which is really nice. But yeah, he's definitely turned our lives upside down. Considering my cat was nearly 18 years old, I'd kind of definitely forgotten how high energy kittens are. They're absolutely insane. It's been an experience, but once he spent that, you know, full on like 2 hours of just running around like a crazy, insane, God knows what, after that, when he calms down, he falls asleep, he's really cute. And it is fun to play with him. But yeah, that's been our little addition to the family, which is very nice. We love him very much. And we'll see. We're thinking about maybe getting him a friend as well, but we'll see. I think he might need a playmate. But yes, other than that, I think those are the big kind of life changes recently, and also the fact that we went to holiday to Sweden, which was really nice, very intense. Saw, you know, all of my friends and family and everything. We tried to go sailing with my brother because my dad has a sailing boat, which my brother has started taking care of as of this year, so that we can actually use it, because my brother lives in Sweden still. That was an experience. My brother hasn't sailed that much, and me and Zach, I mean, I've been on the boat several times, but with my dad, who tells me what to do occasionally, but most of the time I've just been sitting in a corner reading and enjoying, you know, the sound of the water and the sun and all of that stuff. It's a very sad, whiny kitten outside now. But yeah, so it was interesting because it was really windy. Ended up, yeah, we tried to set sail, bit of a disaster, a pot broke, the sail was like flapping about, had to try and kind of get that winded back up, had to kind of return back to port, got there, it was so windy that we couldn't like steer the boat properly, so the boat just kind of went sideways into the brygga, the thing where you attach the boat to, basically. It was very dramatic. We had to get help, like someone else had to help us like drag the boat around. It was an experience, not as chill as we'd planned, but yeah, it was still fun, and we'll be back next summer for hopefully a less windy day, but yeah, we had a really nice time, and it was nice to introduce Zach to everyone as well. Let's see, I think that's it. We're gonna have to wait and see how long it's gonna take me to edit this. I'm not feeling like editing today, so I'm going to go back and have some lunch at 3:30 in the afternoon, because that's how I roll, and then after that we'll see. Yeah, I think that's it from me. Thank you very much for watching. I'm going to try to be a bit more frequent again, but hopefully, touch wood, nothing more exciting, life changing is going to happen, which is going to, you know, confuse me. Yeah, I think that's it. Alright, thank you very much for watching, and hopefully I'll see you again soon. Bye!